Hello friends, welcome back to my kitchen. My name is Anna. In case you're new here, today I'm going to show you to make a very traditional Cuban dish, and that is Arroz Congri. It's also known as Moros y Cristianos. The dish is essentially rice cooked in a black bean broth soup kind of thing, and the rice absorbs all of the liquid and it's kind of like a black rice situation. It's really delicious, and this is pretty much the most traditional Cuban dish ever. I have to admit, it's quite delicious. That's why I'm sharing it. I'm also sharing because this is the main dish for Noche Buena, which is Christmas Eve, which is what we celebrate. Christmas is not really celebrated in Cuba. We celebrate more of Noche Buena, which I celebrate both. I celebrate Christmas, but Noche Buena or Christmas Eve, it's kind of like our special day, and that's when we make a huge meal. We have people over, and then some people like me go to midnight mass, so it's just like a whole thing. By the way, this is the very quick, easy version of congris. I'm also going to tell you how you can make it the more like original way, you can say, but this is like the quick version. For the sofrito, you're going to need some green pepper, red pepper, onion, garlic. You can use red pepper or green pepper. I love mixing my peppers, so I do both. You're going to need some fresh culantro or cilantro, which is coriander. You're gonna need a bay leaf. You're going to need some white wine vinegar, oregano, cumin, this packet of sazon Goya. Make sure you get the one without annatto, water, can of black beans, some salt, pepper, a little bit of olive oil, and you're also going to need your rice. My mom always used parboiled rice when making congris because it's gonna make it kind of loose. That's not the right word, but I can't think of anything else. It's not gonna get really mushy or anything, so it's gonna come up really good loose. You can also use jasmine rice or white rice, whatever you have on hand. If you are gonna use white rice and you're not gonna use parboiled rice, which I recommend because it comes out better, I'm gonna leave the instructions in the written recipe. Remember, written recipe on my website, anitas.recipes.com, or in the description box. And last but not least, you're going to need some bacon. I'm gonna dice this up in just a second. I have my bracer here, and this is my new baby. I am obsessed with it. I have never cooked in it, so let's hope that this comes out good here. I have this heating up. It's a medium heat. I'm going to add some oil, at least whatever oil's in here. Like I was saying, bacon is not a traditional meat to use. You use something called empellitas with it, which is kind of like a skinless diced pork belly, but that's really hard for me to find in my regular supermarket. Okay, I'm going to add onions, peppers, garlic, pretty much everything to my oil, and I'm gonna let this soften for about 5 minutes. Remember, it's a medium heat. I love sofrito. It smells incredible, and it makes for the best congri. So I'm gonna let that cook. So while my sofrito cooks, I'm going to add my cut bacon so that I can start cooking along with it. And the bacon's also going to provide very nice flavor. Let me break that apart. I love to add a lot of bacon to mine because remember, as the bacon cooks and renders, it really reduces in size. Okay, so I'm gonna let this cook just until the bacon is pretty much cooked all the way through. The bacon is looking perfect. It's pretty much crispy all the way through. So now I'm gonna add my seasoning, my Goya, along with my bay leaf, oregano, cumin. I'm gonna give that a quick mix. going to add my black beans, and I'm going to deglaze the pan as I go. Look at that. Whoa, so. Let me get some of this water out it to my can. I can get every last bit of beans that's in here. Like I said, I'm using canned beans because it's just an easier way to go. If you make my black bean recipe, my Cuban black beans, which I have a recipe for it here already, you can use the leftovers to make your congri. That also works perfectly. Or you can use just freshly made black beans for your congri, which is traditionally what we do, but I love to use the can. It's much easier. I'm going to season this with a little bit of salt and some black pepper, just like that. Okay, now I'm gonna let this cook on medium high for about 5 minutes or until it comes to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, I'm going to add the rice. I'm going to lower the heat to low, and I'm gonna cover it, let it simmer, and all that good stuff. But for now, I'm just gonna let the beans come to a boil. Okie dokie, so my beans, as you can see, came to a boil. I'm going to add the vinegar, mix that in, and I'm going to add the rice. I'm going to mix everything very well. Okay, now we bring the heat down to low. Okay, we're gonna cover it. We're gonna let this cook for about 20-25 minutes or until the rice has absorbed all of the water, all of the liquid, and it's soft and tender. My rice cooked for 22 minutes exactly. The water was pretty much completely evaporated, so I've removed the lid and I let it rest covered for about 5 minutes because it wasn't soupy, but it was still a little bit wet, and I personally don't like it that way. I like mine like really dry and loose, if you will. I have some fresh parsley and cilantro here. You can use either or. I just keep them kind of like in the same cup. So I grabbed a little bit of both, and this is pretty much done. I don't know if you guys can see, but it looks so yummy. As you can notice, it doesn't get that dark because we're using canned beans. If you're using like regular fresh beans, then the rice is gonna get a little bit darker. I'm gonna try some right now. First, I'm going to, I hope this avocado, that's good. But let's see. That is a perfect avocado. Traditionally, this is served with some lechon, which is like a roasted Cuban style pork that's absolutely delicious, and I actually have a recipe for it here on the channel already. Another great side would be some yuca, which is some cassava. You can do some fried sweet plantain, tostones, which are twice fried plantains, like green plantains. I also have a recipe for that here in the channel. I'll link all of them below. I'm gonna serve myself a little bit, and this is my favorite part, the crispy rice at the bottom. We call it raspita, and honestly is like so yummy. I'm not gonna serve too much, and as you can see, this makes a little more rice than this. My boyfriend ate some already, so there's a little less rice. He couldn't wait. Let me get a fork, and I'm gonna dig right in. I just want to get this in my mouth. It's so yummy. The rice is cooked perfectly. The bacon gives it an amazing flavor. Absolutely delicious. Hope you guys try this recipe. Remember, you can find the written recipe on my website, anitasdelightsrecipes.com, or in the description box. I always leave a direct link to the recipe. So yummy, make it, share with your friends and family. Remember, this is perfect for Noche Buena, which is coming up, and this is a very traditional dish for us Cubans in Noche Buena. This is pretty much a very traditional dish whenever we have big festivities or like a big party. This, I can tell you that this will be on the table every single time. Like I said, enjoy. Hope you liked it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.